cooks. We are working exclusively with 3D food printing, merging into food and technology. And today I just want to go over a few things that's happening right now in the 3D food printing space as it applies to confectionery. So I'll go types of technologies that people are working with, the fused food fabrication model, and then powder-based printing. And tomorrow I think you've got a whole day lined up with a lot of 3D printing things, so I won't go into too technical details because I believe you'll learn about that tomorrow. I just want to cover the basics and gauge some interest for you. And then afterwards, I'll answer any questions, and then I'll go prepare the next demo, and we'll see you at 3:30. So what is 3D food printing? 3D food printing it's really simple. You just take a model that you're creating in the digital world and then bringing it to life in the real world. So, for example, what you see here is a vase. These are plastic models. One was designed using a 3D modeling program. If I'm talking too fast, just tell me. I'm sorry. One was designed using a 3D modeling program, which is not specific for food. But this is just the example of taking your digital model and bringing it to the real world. And one thing that 3D food printing isn't yet is the Star Trek replicator. A lot of the first questions that people come to us, there's two big ones, is it the Star Trek replicator, which is basically walking up to the machine that you see here and telling it, I want a burger with bacon, jalapenos, well done, and it comes out in 2 seconds. And that it's just full of chemicals, it's not even real food. So those are the two biggest obstacles we have to overcome. It's still very, very new technology. And one thing that we believe in, as I mentioned earlier, is in sharing the technology to helping it grow faster. We won't get to the replicator unless we all work together on it. Excuse me. The two main types of technologies currently working with 3D food printing is what we call fused food fabrication. That's an open source term because the term fused deposition modeling was trademarked by 3D Systems many, many years ago. So we just created this fused food fabrication. And that is where the machine, as you noticed earlier, it wasn't working in a normal way, but the machine just goes around and creates in layers. So imagine stacking many pieces of paper on top of each other, and each one has an individual design in order to complete a model. So now I want to go into a few of the examples. So this is the pancake bot. The creator of this is Miguel Valenzuela. I believe he'll be making an appearance here, hopefully next year to ZBS. And what this is essentially a CNC machine technology created to create all your chairs here. It's just going around and putting it in a specific a specific shape in order to create your desired technique. This is a really cool invention that he made out of Legos with his daughters many years ago, and it's worth looking out, researching more on it. This is a merengue that we did at our 3D food printing workshop. If you notice, you can see the artifacts here. In this model here, you can see the specific layers that are being printed. It's a little bit tough to make out in this picture. But this was created just with the standard merengue foam, where you fold it, you have to be very carefully, and then it was baked for, I think it was 3.5 hours on a really low temperature. What's cool about merengue is that I hate merengue, but this merengue just tasted incredible to me. So when most people also are interested in 3D food printing with confectionery, they always think of chocolate because just everybody in the world eats chocolate. They can't get enough of it, and they want to eat it all day. Well, I do at least. But this is a new technology that Bocusini Print to Taste company in southern Germany is working on, where they're able to print chocolate without a lot of worrying about a lot of the room temperature, moisture, humidity, and things that outside of just the printing technique control and affect the temperature. And this is that marzipan Einstein you saw out at the booth there. This is also their recipe, and what's also unique about Print to Taste is, other than just supplying you with the 3D food printer, they also supply you with the cartridges. So now they're releasing cartridges of marzipan in several different colors, as well as chocolate, and each one of these are pre-configured by their food scientists to work with the food printer. I think they're about $8 a piece, I think 80 grams. But it's really interesting. I highly recommend checking them out. And if you want to see more of this model, stop by the booth. This is Xyz Printing. They're out of Taiwan. And they've created a food printer that they claim is going to sell for around $1,000. They've got many out there. And they've come up with a way where you can exchange easily the cartridges automatically inside the print, which is really unique. I have some videos of that on the website if you want to check it out. But you see here we have a cookie dough, and there's also chocolate. And I'm not sure exactly what the dough is there, but it looks like an elephant ear type of food. And this is speculoos rings. This is I think in Germany they call it Biscoff paste. It's a really wintry ginger type taste. And this is also created with the layer printing that you've seen me using out there. You can see each one of these rings here can be customized, to fit your specific size or whatever. And the best part about it is you can lick it off your finger once you put it on. And this is some additional chocolate. This is made by Chalk Edge out of UK. They've been around, they're probably one of the oldest 3D food printers. I think they started back in 2006, 2007. And they've been, they haven't perfected chocolate printing yet, but they're working on it, and they've come the closest to actually printing chocolate that looks desirable, such as this one here. And reaching customization point. They have applications that you can work with on the website where you can draw, you can upload pictures, and get stencils. Who doesn't want a selfie out of chocolate? So the next technology is powder bed printing. And the way this works is there's two beds of your specific food material. One is empty, one is full. And so say you have a bacon powder, which sounds good to me. And then on one side you have an inkjet head. It rolls over and it pushes up the powder, and then it rolls back over, laying it. And while it's laying it, it writes the layers that I talked about earlier onto the powder. This was one of the earliest groups, the Evil Mad Scientist Labs in California, who started working with this type of technology. They actually used a layer, and this was sugar that they first started working with. This is a very early prototype, one of the first ones to start 3D food printing. This is trefoil now. And that's just regular granulated sugar. Another opportunity, as I mentioned, and a lot of people know, is customization. So this is from 3D Chef. These are little powdered pink piggies. And what he's doing now is he's customizing each of the prints based on specific customers. So even if this customer only wanted 5 piggies with specific people's names on them, so each person in here gets a piggy with their name on it. Saying piggy on the microphone is kind of fun. But this is one opportunity for customization for all the businesses out there. Custom piggies. Here's another one. This is powder printing. This is just a design of a Halloween cake topper. Obviously, Halloween's coming up here soon. But this can be customized, for any holiday, anything you can print, almost any design. That was also from 3D Chef. And these are the candy sours. I know that there's a big interest here in gummy type foods, chewy type foods. And so this is from 3D Systems Culinary Lab in Hollywood. They were one of the first ones to commercialize the food powder bed printing. They've got a machine called the Chef Jet. Unfortunately, it was set to come out for the past couple of years now. It doesn't look like it's coming out anytime soon. We're also working on a similar technology as theirs, but we have to try to get around all the patents. But this is, you can see this is really beautiful work that they're doing, and these are actually really, really tasty. We took a tour of their facilities last year on one of our 3D food printing road trips, and it's a really amazing place. This is also from the 3D Systems Culinary Lab. This is created with the powder bed technique with chocolate powder. So you can see you can get really intricate shapes. I mean, I believe there's no other way you can produce this type of shape without 3D printing, and that's also one of the main benefits of it. So we're 3 digital cooks. We do everything from the apps to the hardware, everything in between. And thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm right here.